Wow. Awesome promo right there. Did you hear that?
Hey, that will be running every hour on the top of every hour.
We're just going to keep running that right now. And I'm going to hear that voice in my sleep. Man, it's going to be good. I love Paul. Oh my God. I tell you what, there's certain people that you talk to that you feel like you could just sit down and have a drink with and just shoot the shit about literally anything. And these two guys, I feel like they're brothers from a different mother. It's a beautiful train wreck, just like you and I.
Hey, he doesn't get much better than us. But
yeah.
Now the next hour's up, and we've got a Ring of Honor superstar right
Yes,
here.
we do. Yes, we do.
Freland, would you like to do the introductions this week?
I would love to do it. Coming up now is going to be a Ring of Honor star who has a physique that's no other. I mean, I tell you what, I'm often jealous of people who actually have good physiques because I don't. I have a physique because I was born with one, but it's not good. I feel like
hey, sphere is a shape to be in shape.
Well, they say pear is a body shape. Mine is more of an orange. So let's bring him in right now. He's a beast and he's a great wrestler. O'Shea Edwards, come on in here. It is good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yo, man, thanks for having me, man. This is pretty dope, man. I came in right at the good time, man. So I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. So, wow, there's so many things going on in wrestling. I guess my first thing I want to mention to you is how does it feel, pandemic, and I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but pandemic, hopefully in our rearview mirror, getting back to doing what we love to do. How do you feel coming back after such a long layoff?
Man, well, so I always said that the worst thing that could have happened to me was the pandemic. But then the best thing that could have happened to me was the pandemic, because it allowed me to really cut the nonsense out. It really helped me to kind of focus in on what I needed to do, and really cut the fat, literally and figuratively. 16 months was hard, man. But at the same time, I always felt like the pandemic was going to separate. You're going to see a big separation of guys who could work a crowd, and then at the same time could work a crowd without a crowd.
Right.
There's going to make the best of the space that they were given. And so, I talk a lot. I talk a whole lot. And so
no, you're good.
No. I'm saying in general. I just talk a lot. And so it was one of those things of where, okay, cool, let me make best use of the space. While you get some of the, you get some of the sound effects, people getting slammed, you actually hear the ring and all that good stuff. But, for me, it's you're going to hear me talk a lot of crap during the duration of it, because I want to fill that space. I like filling the space up. I don't want to just hear silence. It's no, man, this is the time. If it's silent, then it's time for me to be heard. And I was going to take full advantage of it. And that's what I was able to do, where I was able just to, get myself over just without even having to do a move. It was just the presence alone. It was the fact that you heard me well before you saw me, and that's to me, that's why I really felt like kind of was my crutch to get, my crutch until we got fans back, because people already knew what to expect, because I already gave them a presentation that really wasn't like anything else before.
When it comes to performing, and obviously, now we have experience, and you guys have experience performing in front of empty arenas just with the TV cameras and versus with live audiences. Do you get that butterfly feeling all over again? Kind of like, okay, this is a very new aspect of my career. Not really done this before in silence. Kind of like you said before, I'm going to have to talk and I'm going to do some things, but I'm not really sure how this is going to go the first time.
Man, here's the thing. Let it be with no fans or any fans, or only fans, just whatever, you always get butterflies, no matter what, you always get butterflies, regardless of who's in the crowd, regardless if there's no crowd, it doesn't matter. That there's a 5 to 10 seconds before your music hits, where, at least in my mind, it's quiet. And to me, that's a calm before the storm. And I don't care, like I said, it could be 1,000 people or nobody. Like, I'm always going to get that moment to myself, was really calm and everything's really quiet. Then the music hit, and from there. For me, though, always felt as if like out in the midst of chaos. There's a tornado around me, but I'm in the middle, and it's just calm. It's absolutely calm. And I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly where I'm at. I know exactly where I'm supposed to be. While the rest of the world's just like burning around me, I'm just kind of like, no, this is fine. this is absolutely fine for me.
I've heard a lot of wrestlers make the comment that, like you just so eloquently put, life can be going on. There's things on my mind. There's family. There's this. There's that. But the minute you step in the ring, all of that kind of gets put to the side, and I get to be centrally focused on me and what I love to do, and this is my own little world. And for however long that lasts, it's almost like you're at peace, kind of like what you said before. This is my little bubble, if you will, and nobody can invade that I don't want to. And I think that's a neat aspect of what wrestling offers the performer, is because you do get to kind of like switch the switch off and go into a different mindset for that. So I think that's really a very interesting aspect. I think we might be having a little bit of a technical difficulty here.
There we go. I think we're all back now.
Ritt?
Oh, I don't know if we're 100% back. No, Ring of Honor has a wide variety of younger talent mixed with veterans, and a lot of people say that, yeah.
Well, hold that thought for a quick second. This is not uncommon, folks.
No.
This is not uncommon. It may even be on our side. So let me go ahead. Let me bring him back on in here. I'm blaming my partner for this. You're supposed to be in the truck. You're supposed to be handling this. We're trying to do an interview with a big superstar, and what happened? He gets bumped. I don't believe it.
Okay, it's my fault. I'll take it, Freeland. I'll take it.
I was going to hit this guy up for tickets and T-shirts, and now he's going to be like, never talking to these guys again.
Only you would think of T-shirts and tickets at a time like this.
This is true. This is very true. We do seem to be having a little bit. Here we go. We're back. All right. So the floor is yours.
Okay.
Richter.
And Ring of Honor, you guys have a lot of young guys, but you have a lot of veterans too. A well-rounded mix. A lot of people sit there when they talk about big wrestling companies. They really don't, bring Ring of Honor's name up too much nowadays. But you guys are hungry from top to bottom. What is the locker room, environment like compared to some of the other shows that you've been on or companies you work for? I swear I got it all out that time.
You did. It's a good question. Uh-oh.
Hey, say it one more time. I kind of lagged out there just for a minute.
Okay. Ring of Honor's got a plethora of, mix. Veterans, young guys. And a lot of people, when they talk about, professional wrestling companies, they don't bring up Ring of Honor that much. But you guys are, hungrier than some of the, companies that are bigger. So what's the locker room environment like compared to some of the wrestling promotions you've been on in the indies?
Like you said, man, everyone's hungry. Everyone understands that there was a time where like crapping on Ring of Honor was the cool thing to do. It's like, oh, Ring of Honor's whatever. But I tell people time, everybody would give their left foot to like work for them. Like if Ring of Honor calls your phone, you pick up. Come on, it is what it is. But the locker room's hungry. Even with like the veterans there and like some of the younger guys, like everyone's hungry, but no one's there to like chop anybody off at the knees. Everyone's there to help everybody get better because we all get it. It's not a dog eat dog. It's like, hey man, we're here all together to put on the best show that we can. And for that to happen, everybody on this card has to like bust their ass from top to bottom. If you're the opening match, if you're the main event, if you're right after intermission, it doesn't matter. You know, you have to go out there and you have to show exactly why you're here. For me, I use a lot of sports analogies. But to me, anytime we put an event on, it's a game 7. It's a game 7. Like, we have to win. Pressure's on. We lose, we go home. I'm not trying to go home. Like, wrestling, there is no off season, so we have to win game 7 every single time. And I like to think that since the introduction of like the pure tournament that we did, like, we've been hitting like buzzer beaters every day, and everybody wants to keep thinking like we're out. And you know, all this talent comes in, and people are like, oh, that person, you know, they should, and everybody keeps counting us out because we're not the new toy anymore, you know. And so everyone wants to count us out, and then like you said, we're down by 2, and all of a sudden we just nail a 3-pointer in the corner, and it's just like, what, boys? We've been doing this all day long. We know we can do this. And then to have it all accumulate like best in the world was amazing, man. We were north of 1,200 people with limited capacity. You know, it was awesome. Like 1,200 people sounded like 12,000 people, and I was quite okay. Like, I was okay. It was the greatest moment of my life. So continue to count Ring of Honor out. It's okay. Like, it's no big deal. Like, I like to think that Ring of Honor thrives better under pressure, and they thrive better when you count them out. Because when they come up and they punch in the mouth, it's just like, well, kind of saw this one coming a mile away. We did.
Let me throw this out here. You know, with the door being open, with a lot of promotions doing more crossover with each other. So New Japan, Impact, AEW, and AAA. Is there any interest in the back of your mind that you could do some fantasy booking? I mean, I know everybody who works in different companies think about, oh, wait a minute, what happens if we get that phone call? Is that something that would interest you, or would you say, you know what, no, you guys do you, we're going to go ahead and handle our businesses. We feel like we're on a good roll right now. What's your take on the whole collaboration process?
Dude, the high tide raises all ships. Like what you see with everyone else kind of like working together, I love it. It creates more opportunities for everybody else. And why would I want that? Like, why would I want more opportunities, if not for myself, but for everyone else? You know, like I don't have a hating bone in my body. I want everyone to succeed. The table's big enough where everybody can eat. I'm never going to push anybody away. If you don't eat, that's because you didn't make your own plate. But you can't say the food wasn't ready for you. You got to go do it yourself. So like anytime we get a chance to like, with hopefully when everything finally, when the ship rights itself pandemic wise, and you know we're able to actually go out farther and everything like that. Like I want to put my footprint many places I can. You know, the UK, Europe, Mexico, Canada, Japan. Like I don't care. Like I want to put a footprint everywhere. I like to think that I'm too good just to be in one spot, just to be in an area. Like, no, man, I want to go out there and spread my wings and show everybody, it's not just a Twitter thing, man. Like that bell's got to ring, dog. And when that bell rings, like, O'Shea can go with the best of them. I tell people, I'm not afraid of anybody. Whatever you think you can do, that's cool, man. Like, good for you. But let's see if your kung fu's better than my kung fu. And then we kind of go from there. Like, I'll just ring the bell. Like, ring the bell, and I'll show you everything that I got. And trust me, like, I'll become your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Where would you say, when we talk to a lot of different wrestlers, confidence is something that anybody who gets into this business, you have to have. And you definitely have that. Would you say that kind of lent itself from, being an athlete earlier on in your life? Or do you think you kind of started to adapt more of your confidence when you got into wrestling?
Oh, no, man. I've been a confident cat since I played football as a little kid, I tell people, like, if you're playing football and you don't have an ego, you're not going to be here if you're playing any sport and you don't have an ego, you're going to be here for a little. You're not going to be here very long. Even on a team, there's still competition because you want to play, and you got guys in front of you who've been here longer and they're better than you. So you got to, show that you're on equal footing than them, or you're better than them and take their spot. And I've never been afraid of competition. I've always strived for competition because it makes me better. I've always, without struggle, there is no progress. Like I got that from Frederick Douglass, and it makes sense. Like if I'm not struggling, then I'm not making progress because struggling doesn't last forever. eventually the coin flips over, and all that struggling you did on one side, when you come out of it, man, you hit the ground running. You know, I tell people before, like, I fell in love with losing or failing. I fell in love with failing because if I fall in love with, like, I'm not afraid of it. So when I succeed, it's cool. When I fail, it's cool. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Like, I get it. It happens. It's no big deal. You fail a million times, no one remembers, but they remember the one time you do succeed. They remember that forever. And that's me. You know, like, you don't see the shortcomings and the downfalls and the failures or whatever. I was like, but you're gonna see the one time I succeed, I'm gonna blow the roof off the place. And like I said, that's just me in a nutshell. Like, I have an ego. Yeah, I have massive ego. I was like, but I'm humble enough to understand that I have a massive ego. So, like, I keep myself in check, like, a lot. And then I have a core group of friends within the business and without the business that I'm like, hey, man, if I'm ever out of pocket, do me a favor, dude. Check me. Like, put me in check. Like, I tell people, like, put me back at 10-2 on the steering wheel. Let me keep going straight. And a few times I've had people check me. Like, hey, man, talking out of your mind right now. Like, calm it down. Like, okay, cool. Sorry. You know, but yeah, me being confident, man, has always been a thing. I'm confident in and out the ring because I'm very secure what I do on the microphone. I'm very secure what I do in the wrestling ring. I'm very confident what I do in front of a camera. So with that sense of confidence that I have in myself, like, nobody can tear me down.
I think you made a great point there because, I mean, whether it's in athletics, football, baseball, basketball, sports like that, and I'm sure you've seen these people before, they have never battled adversity. They've always been, the best at whatever. But then the minute things go off the rails, they don't know what to do with themselves. They haven't seen adversity. And what I love about what you just said was, I've seen adversity. I've embraced adversity. And I think people who understand both sides, the wins and the losses, and can understand the beast of both of them, you do eliminate that fear. So when that moment comes when things don't go so right, you're going to say to yourself, okay, I'm fine. I got this. I know what I need to do. Where some people, and I've seen it in wrestling, they will fold and it will absolutely destroy them.
Yeah. And like I said, that the lights are too bright. The lights are too bright. Football, college football, like Friday and Saturday nights, man, those lights were at their brightest. In a wrestling ring, man, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, those lights are, everybody's looking at you. You got to produce. On the highest level, you have to produce and if you don't, the whole world's going to see it. And when the whole world sees it, there's no excuse anymore. You can't say, oh, it's this. It's like, nah, man. The light was too bright for you, and we saw it in your eyes. And when that happens, it happens. It's happens. I've seen it happen in person. It's like, whew, bro, this is gonna be a long night for you. But at the same time, you find out quicker who's cut out for it, who's not. Like, people keep saying, like, wrestling is for everybody. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you think wrestling's for everybody, that's like saying the NFL's for everybody. No, it's not. The NFL is the best of the best of the best.
Yes.
Even the scrubs on that team are the best.
Yep.
Like, it's not for everybody. It's not. I've tried. I've tried to play NFL. They let me know quick, hey, brother, this ain't for you. Like, you got me. You're absolutely right. And I walked off. I got it, But in wrestling, it's the same thing where people say, oh, yeah, everybody, but wrestling, yeah, you're right. Wrestling is for everybody. I love inclusivity and all that good stuff, but wrestling is a business.
Yes.
And for it to be good business, you have to be the best of the best. And then to even get higher than that, you got to be the best of the best, And that's if you're trying to make a living out of it. Because let's be real, man, the talent pool is deep, really, really deep, and there are sharks in those waters. You got to be a shark too. Some people just don't get it until the lights are too bright. And then it's like, man, it's too late now, man. You've already waited outside your death.
Well, being on the indies, you're thinking I'm the best of the best. Then all of a sudden, Ring of Honor calls you, and you get there. So what's your mindset going in there? Are you thinking that you're the small fish in the big pond, or you going in there and this is my money's worth? I'm going to show them what I got, and I'm going to rise to the top.
I got to, man. I talk way too much shit for me not to produce now. I talk way too much, man. It's the thing of you climb out of one hole to realize you're at the bottom of another hole. You just climbing out of a bigger hole now. I knew I wanted to be in Ring of Honor. To me, this was my success. But now that I'm here, I have to produce to such a level that they saw it just to bring me here. I have to, like I said, for me, it's my game 7 every single day. Because the minute I'm off, they go, oh, see, told you he wasn't ready. The lights are too bright for me here. Yo, get him out of here. So now I come in here thinking like, yo, I have to put on a Dave Meltzer 5-star every single night within the framework of what I've been given. Because for me, like as much as I'm not afraid to fail, that don't mean I look forward to doing it. That don't mean I show up and say, hey, you know what, boys, I'm going to just lay an egg tonight. Nah, man, I'm coming out here to put people on their feet, to have them. I may not be the main event, but you're still going to talk about me when it's all like my name's going to be in your lips when it's all said and done. Because for me, I need to prove, like, not so much to anybody in the back, not so much anybody in the front office, not even a Ring of Honor, but more like to myself that, yo, I can run with everybody on this roster. And not only can I keep up the pace, if you let me, I can set it too. And man, so far it's been wild. It's been a wild ride. But I've been here for 2 years, and now everyone's finally getting a chance to see what I can do. And so people are like, who is this guy? I'm like, hey fellas, this is season 7 for me. I've been putting on shows for a minute. Like, keep up. Like, there's a backlog, so I need you guys to catch up, and then come on, let's go.
So
like, I'm not some schmuck off the street.
Let me ask you this question. So you play college football, and was wrestling always something growing up that was an interest of yours? Was it something that you just kind of had fun watching? Was it something that friends and family would have on the TV? So where did you get the itch? Meaning, it's very interesting. We talked to some wrestlers, and they said, what was something I connected with my grandparents. We watched it.
So, I was 8. My dad got me into it. He would tell me, how he would watch. Oh, man, we watched wrestler number 1, wrestler number 2. I was like, who are these people? Like, I don't know who these lame people. Whatever. Like, who? Like that. Hulk Hogan's on TV. I don't give a shit. Like, whatever. But I'm originally from New York. And then my parents split, and my mom moved to Atlanta. So I was kind of raised down there. So I always say I'm northern bred, but I'm southern raised. But my dad one summer, dad was like, "What do you want to do, man?" And at the time, I was sneaking wrestling in, because in the South, all we had WCW. That was it. And I would have to sneak it. Like on Saturdays when mom would clean, I'm like, "Oh, I can watch wrestling." Like, what are you watching? Nothing. And I'm turning back like the cartoon or something like that. But when I was in New York, my dad was like, "You want to watch wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, let's watch wrestling." That's what we did. We watched wrestling. And so when I was 8, he took, and I feel horrible for saying it, the only time I've ever been to Madison Square Garden is when my dad took me to a WWE house show, and I lost my. I couldn't tell you who the main event was. Man, if I could go back in time and look at my little. Pick a better wrestler to be a fan of right now, but as a kid, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, Ahmed Johnson was the dude. I still remember him clear as day. He was massive, and I was just I fell in love with it. It wasn't until I got to my late 20s that I finally figured, you know what? Screw it, man. I'm gonna go for it. Let's see if I can do something like this. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can try it. Let's see what's up. I knew I was coming in the game late, so I knew I had a pretty learning curve. And I was okay with it, because I learned I pick up very, very fast. And I took to it like a duck in the water, man. Like, I tell people all the time, yo, if you think I was a good football player, that took years for me to get that good. I was like, brother, I was good at wrestling day 2. I just had it. Got it. What's next? and they teach me. Got it. What's next? Cool. Got it. And because it was something that I liked, something that I loved, and now I get to learn how to do it. Man, it was turning into. I always say, like, if wrestling wasn't paying me as much money as it would, this is an unhealthy obsession. This is a very unhealthy obsession. If I wasn't. The fact that it pays some bills, and I'm like, I can't really say much. But if I wasn't making money, unhealthy. Like, brother, get some help. Get some help. You know. I love it. I think about it all the time. I got notebooks upon notebooks of just like random notes and just thoughts, and I want to film stuff, and spots I have in my head, or I do film study, and spots that I like, and okay, how can I do this? And then when I go do it, I go back in those notebooks and I write more notes. I'm like, oh man, this didn't really get over the way. Should have maybe need to do this, that, the other, da da da. I come across my notebooks all the time. This notebook was like year 1, and I go back and read it, and I was like, what in the hell was I thinking 7 years ago when I was like, oh yeah, this will be a great spot? No, it's not, you moron. That spot sucked. But ever since then, man, my parents have seen me wrestle. All my friends have seen me wrestle, and they can't believe it. They're like, yo, bro, that's you. And I'm like, man, look, I see myself on TV. I still freak out. Like, oh snap! I'm on TV. What? And it's cool, man. I'm still a fan. I'll always be a fan. And I guess because now I know the inner workings. Like, I'm hypercritical, hyper critical. I'm always like breaking stuff down in my head. I'm calling it. Like, hey, are you watching? Like, you watching this? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this real quick. And I'm pretty sure, like, if I had the unhealthy obsession as wrestling, if I did football, I'd probably be in the NFL right now. But I'd rather be doing wrestling instead. It's just a lot more fun for me.
So let me ask you this. You get through training and you start working your matches. Was there anybody that kind of pulled you over to the side and said, hey, youngin', or hey, young man, or whippersnapper, or whatever, come here. I want to tell you something. Anybody step out and give you some advice that you thought, damn, I am better for having had this conversation?
Yeah. It was Robert Gibson. So when I first started training, I was training with Johnny Swinger. And at the time, like, I didn't want to go to like a wrestling school. And at the time was a lot. And I was like, I don't want to blow X amount of money, and I don't know if I'm going to do this, then I'm on the hook. So Johnny's giving like casual classes, almost like, hey, you guys want to learn how to wrestle? I'll teach you how to wrestle. And he's paid drop-in fee. I was like, all right, cool. I'll do that. Yeah, that's right up my alley. He was on the other side of town, so I was driving like an hour and a half, 2 hours just to go train, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Didn't care. I was having the time of my life. I was right.
We're having a little bit of a technical issue. Bear with us here, everybody. Go ahead here.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Like, I was doing a drop-in with Johnny, and I was driving 2 hours every 2 weeks just to go train. I didn't care. I would train for like 2.5 hours, just sit there and listen to him talk, and I would come home like soaking wet and exhausted, but like the biggest smile on my face. Let me tell you what I learned today. But it wasn't until I did a show in LaGrange, Georgia, which is like deep. And so some of Robert Gibson's students were there, and I was doing a security spot, not so much like I didn't wrestle, but I was doing a security spot, and Robert was there, and Robert pulled me aside and he goes, hey man, as big as you are, there's like, as big as you are, there's no reason why you should be doing all this stuff. He goes, see me. Like, come see me. This is where my school is. Da 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 da. Come see me. And I was there. I think I showed like the next week. And man, I thought I knew how to wrestle. At the time, I thought it was hot shit. And I thought I knew how to wrestle. And Robert Gibson quickly let me know that I was not hot shit. I did not know how to wrestle. And he whipped my ass. like months to let me know, like, brother, you do not know how to wrestle. But then eventually, like, because I'm stubborn and I'm really petty and I want to know everything and I don't like being told I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm like, I'm going to, like, don't you worry. I may be wrong this time, but next time I'm not going to be wrong. And I just got better. I got better and I got better. And it was all because of Robert. Like, I owe Robert Gibson my career, you know. But I'm a student of the game still. I still love learning. You know, I went to different other training academies, not so much to learn how to wrestle again, but just because I was like, okay, what do you guys teach over here? And what do you guys teach over here? What do you guys teach over here? Because I just want to be well-rounded. I'm not a high flyer, but I still want to know how this works and how people do this and how people do that to make sure I'm where I need to be, you know, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I owe Robert my career. Without him, there's no way I get as far as I did so quickly. So quickly. And it's wild that I still have my number in his phone. Like, I look at my phone sometimes, I'm like, I have all these people in my phone. Why? Like, I'm just a dude. Why do I have these people's numbers in my phone?
I'm the same way. I look at my phone sometimes.
He gives everybody like these. Yeah, sometimes he gives like these. He gives people. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was just saying the same thing. Sometimes I'll be talking to Freland and I'll be like, "Man, Freland, I can't believe I just got such and such book." Like 2 years ago, I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna get this guy booked." And all of a sudden, it's like now we talk, you know, back and forth on a regular, and I'm like, "Wow, this is how the tides have changed."
But like I said, Robert texts me every once in a while, and his only thing to tell me is like, "Hey man, don't embarrass me." And so every so often, I'll get a text from him. He goes, "Hey man, I've been hearing you." Well, you haven't embarrassed me yet, so keep up the good work. And I'm like, all right, Robert, appreciate it. And then I won't hear from him for like another 4 months. And then I realize this is the closest I'm going to get to Robert Gibson ever being complimenting me, and I'm okay. Like, that's fine. That's just Robert being Robert. I get it.
So an opportunity to get in the ring with Robert Gibson, has that presented itself yet, or
outside of training? No, it hasn't. It hasn't. When we travel to Atlanta, he usually comes. Him and Ricky come down there, but lately it hasn't. I'm not going to turn it down, just because it's Robert Gibson, brother. Why would you turn that down? Yeah. So it's one of my bucket list type matches of of course you want to wrestle your trainer, and I want to be like, hey Robert, I've gotten a lot better since you last saw me, dude. Let me show you. And then watch him just go, I got better too, and then watch him kick my ass for the better part of 8 minutes.
Speaking of bucket lists, this may be a very cliche and corny question, but I'll ask it. Who's on your list as of 2021? I'm sure as your career goes, things evolve, things change. But right now, if you were to be able to pick up the phone and say you have the Rolodex of anybody, who would you like to start a program with?
Josh Alexander. I don't know why. I just want to work him so bad. Josh, there's a handful of guys too, and I'm gonna leave everybody Ring of Honor out of it because that's easy.
Right.
I told him before, I'm gonna wrestle everybody in Ring of Honor. But I was at least if we're gonna fantasy book Josh Alexander's on the top of that list. Me and Hammerstone were supposed to start a program, but we had some travel issues and that didn't happen. But I still want that too. I want Mysterious Q out of Texas. I want him. I just do. That dude's the man in Texas. I'm like, yo, I want to see what's up. And I've been on this for a while, man. I want the Samoans. And somebody goes, which one? And I go, all of them.
Wow.
I want all of them.
Wow.
It don't matter.
All of them. Yeah, Jacob, Solomon, don't care. Give me all of them. I want to wrestle all of them.
It's so interesting that you meet people in the wrestling business who, like you, are in it because they absolutely are in love with it. And they just want to soak up as much as they can to get better, hone their craft, make their product what it needs to be to take it to the next level. I'm sure, without having to name names, you've seen people who've gotten into the business for the wrong reasons. oh, I want to be famous, or I want to be, on TV, or I want to be this, or I want to be that. Is there any, you don't have to name names, but have you ever pulled people aside and just given them a reality conversation? Or is it something where you say, you know what, hey, you go figure it out yourself. This is not the correct way to go about it, but you know what? Good luck to you.
If you ask me, like I tell people, I was like, I get nothing out of like blowing smoke up your ass. I get nothing from it at all. It doesn't do me anything. And in the long run, I end up hurting you. If you ask me, like hey man, what did you think? Or what do you think this is? Or how do you, like, what am I doing wrong? I'm gonna tell you. Now, granted, it's my opinion. My opinion's worth nothing. It's worth absolutely nothing. You take it or leave it, it's whatever. I say, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna shoot you straight. I'm not gonna be a jerk about it, but I'm gonna let you know.
Right.
Because for me, it's always been like, if I ask you for your opinion, I would hope that you respect me enough that you would cut it to me straight. Like, I don't need to, oh yeah, you see my match? Yeah, it was good. Whatever, man. Like, just say you didn't watch it. Like, it'd be fine. Not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm an adult. I see it a lot where guys like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be a star and I want to be this and I want to do this. I want to be on these shows and blah, blah, blah. I want to be famous and no. And I'm like, hey man, you want to be famous? Like, good for you. But like, yo, just because you're good at Twitter doesn't mean you're good at wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that belt's going to ring and everybody's going to find out real quick that you ain't shit.
Yep.
You want to be, people want to be a star. Yo, man, I get it. Yo, the lights are bright, man. I get it. But if you don't sacrifice for what you want is going to be the sacrifice. So people want to be a star, but they don't want to put in the work and they don't understand the price is going to cost to be a star. And sometimes, man, that price, man, they just don't have the funds to cover it. And when the bell rings, we find out that you have insufficient funds. And brother, you ain't a star. Not everybody can be LeBron James.
True.
Sometimes you got to be sometimes you got to be a Chris Bosh. Sometimes you got to be a Ray Allen coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, guess what? They all get rings. They all got rings.
I was going to say, you're still there. You're still contributing.
Still there,
everyone has a role.
Everyone has a role. Not everyone can be the star. That's not saying that you can't. But man, you're gonna have to, man. Hey, man, sometimes you're gonna have to work twice as hard to get just as far as the next guy. And if you ain't one of them, man, good for you. Congratulations. But for me in my house, brother, we gotta work. Everything we got, man, no one's giving it to us, man. We had to earn it, and then we had to work twice as hard just to keep it. So for me, if people ask me stuff, like I'll tell them, like, hey, man, this is what I think you're lacking. But once again, like I said, I'm just the new guy at Ring of Honor. So I'm like, yo, my opinion's worth whatever. I'm not signing checks. I'm not putting cats on TV. But knowing what it takes to be on TV, because they put me on TV, like I may know a little something. And if you ask me, I'll tell you. If you don't, cool. You'll find out one way or another. I wish you nothing but success.
Right.
I'm outcome independent of everybody. Someone else's success or someone else's failure has no bearing on me whatsoever. I'm still going to get mine. I'm still going to do what I got to do. My race is my race. But, there's a lot of cats out there who just think, oh, yeah, because I'm good at Twitter, because I do this show and this show, that I'm a star. I'm like, nah, brother. Like, you can rest on your laurels if you want to, but don't be mad when you get passed up because someone else is working.
It's I love the fact that you brought up the whole paying your dues aspect of it, because that's a huge aspect of it. And sacrifices, meaning time away from significant others, time away from family, not being home, and trying to make enough money that you can pay bills, but you can still eat and still put your head on a pillow at night and still travel with gas to get to the next place. It's so difficult from everything I've heard, and I have not tried it. I'm just going based on stories. You have to absolutely love something, because that right there is the epitome of a starving artist who just believes in what they do and believe in who they are. So, was there ever a point in time when you said to yourself, the idea crawled up in your mind, like, oh man, like Money talks, and this is getting kind of tight?
Oh, no, I've never had that conversation. Brother, I'm 260. You know what I love more than money? Food. And I like a lot of it. I don't do that starving artist shit at all. Hell no. I found out real quick, wrestling don't owe me shit. It don't owe me shit. It's not promised to give me shit. I ain't guaranteed shit. I was like, but I gotta eat. And I gotta make sure that if wrestling don't pay the bills, something else does. Until wrestling can pay the bills.
Right.
And even though wrestling's paying my bills, I'm still working somewhere else just because, yo, all I gotta do is blink and it's gone. And it's gone. Then what? What's the backup plan, man? What's plan B? You see cats coming to the league all the time. All that the next best running back, next blow a knee, boom. What you gonna do? What happens now?
Yep.
It's over. And what happens now? I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with like working at, fast food. There's nothing wrong with working in the service industry because I did it, so I understand it. I was like, yo, I like food. I like nice stuff. I want to continue to have nice stuff. I like getting my bills paid. I like coming home and the locks are still the same and the lights cut on. Like, I love that. That's a great feeling for me. I'm to a point now where wrestling's doing that for me in conjunction with everything else that I'm doing. Like I'm not. Like I said, I'm outcome independent. That also includes wrestling. Like, if wrestling doesn't work, which it kind of has, but if wrestling doesn't work, I'm still going to be fine. I'm still going to get my money. I'm still going to eat. Still going to get paid. I'm still going to do like I do. I tell kids all the time, like, hey man, like, don't do like that starving artist stuff, man. Yo, that's played out, man. It's 2021, dog. Like, yo, get a job, get work. If you gotta hustle Monday through Thursday, then hustle Monday through Thursday, then wrestle Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
I mean, which one? You don't want to make too much money? Come on, dude. Like, get out of here. I tell people all the time. I was like, one of my good friends said, hey man, I'm really thinking about making a run, wrestling full time. What advice would you have? And I was like, all right, cool. He goes, you ain't got a girl, right? He's like, nah, it's just me. I was like, are you renting an apartment? He was like, yeah. I'm like, how much is your rent? And we'll just say whatever. He goes, it's $1,000. I'm like, all right, cool. What are your bills? Oh, my bills like another $2. Cool. So let's add another $300 for food and other little nonsense, whatever. So you need to clear $1,500 a month to just with wrestling, just to survive.
Right.
That's just to survive. And I was like, brother, divide that by 4. I'm like, and that number right there, like, that's what you got to make a week. Like, that's what you have to make a week. However you want to book yourself or whatever, that's what you got to make a week. And if that number is too high for you, guess what you shouldn't be doing right now? Wrestling full time.
Mm-hmm.
If that number is something that you feel that you can hit, brother, go get it. Go get paid. But like I said, I don't do the starving. I think about this all the time. Like, what happens when wrestling's over? And some cats, they can't see the forest from the trees. And it sucks, and I hate it for them. But I'm like, bro, I can't do it for you. I can tell 10 people how to do it, and how to make money, and how to do whatever. Maybe 3 of them will actually listen to me and do it. But then even out of those 3, maybe 1 will actually do something about it. Because I always say that most people aren't successful because they can't outlast their old self enough to become their new self.
Well, O'Shea, you sit there and say you're a big guy. You love to eat. A while ago, we had a great question.
Okay.
When you got a big old burger in front of you.
Oh my God! You're gonna ask him this question?
Hey.
Okay. All right.
When you got a big old burger in front of you, are you the type of guy that just picks it up and just dives right in, or do you cut that thing, down the middle?
Cut it down the middle.
Oh,
okay.
I love this man. I love this
next
man.
Question.
Moving. This is
moving on.
Exactly. He grabs the burger. He's a monster. The man's
man.
like Brock Lesnar. He's not going to cut it with a. Get out of here, Ritt,
Yeah.
with you and your questions.
Hey,
just because you go and you cut your little dainty hamburger in half because you don't want to get any of the stuff all over your shirt, you bring an extra shirt in the car. That's what you do. Yeah, I can't.
I'm always like, I love a Five Guys burger. Love a Five Guys burger, right? Like, and I'm real basic, like lettuce, tomato, pickle, and I get A1 sauce on it. It's phenomenal. I'll one hand that thing, and I get two. I just one handed, just here and just 1, 2, 3. More so I'm done. On to the next one. 1, 2, 3, done. And I'm great. I've had like gourmet burgers, and they're sometimes you need two hands, and I get it.
Right.
Like, I'll never cut a burger. Nah, dog. Never cut a burger. Never cut a burger. That's like eating pizza with a knife and a fork. I'll tell you to get the fuck out. Like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. What are you doing?
You're not coming to my house.
Yeah, I'll take your plate. Like, oh, man, get out of here, man. We don't do that nonsense over there.
Can you imagine you and Hammerstone sitting down at a buffet? Oh my God!
On a cheat meal?
On your cheat meal day? Oh,
getting it in.
My Visa card would be maxed out. Wow.
Now, Ritt. Hey, I'm not judging you at all. Like, if you got to cut it, hey, Holmes, you got to cut it. I get it. I was like, just for me, if we're hanging out and you cut the burger, I'm gonna give you that look, and I probably will be silently judging you, like I'm probably like, and as we're working, like this guy. Like, I'm a clown on you for a little bit. Just so you know, this is that way. There's no surprise. O'Shea's gonna clown. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna clown the hell out of you.
Hey, you ever in PA? I will buy us burgers. We will videotape the whole thing.
Okay, hey, where in PA?
I'm just north of Harrisburg.
Brother, I'm in York.
Let's meet up somewhere. Burgers on me.
All right, cool. When this is over, hit me up and we'll make plans. Yeah.
I've got you.
Okay, cool.
All right. With that being said, and we don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is fun because it's neat to get to know pro wrestlers, and I feel like so many of their interviews are all about, hey man, remember that time you wrestled that guy, and remember that time, like remember Chris Farley when he had the Chris Farley show. Remember when he was talking to Paul McCartney.
Cool. Yeah. Hey, you remember that one time you guys saw Yellow Submarine? Yeah. Yeah, man, that was so cool.
Oh my God. So I want to ask you this. Okay, so you have your meal, you have your thing, whatever. It's dessert time. Okay. So I want you to differentiate for me.
Okay.
Dessert at a restaurant you would order versus dessert. Hey, I'm just hanging out at the house. I'm gonna run up the street. I'm gonna grab something. What would you order at a restaurant for dessert first?
Okay, here's the thing. Depending on where I'm going out to eat, like if I'm getting dessert, I never get, unless it's a place that's known for it, I don't get dessert at the same place I order dinner. I always go somewhere else. Here's the thing. Like, you want dessert, brother, go to a diner. Oh, you're going to get, you get everything. You just look, I want that. And then it's a whole new experience. You know, you get to chill out. It's a diner. I love a good diner, whatever. And honestly, man, like I go get like a strawberry cheesecake.
Oh,
and I will just sit there and just, boop, boop. I'm just happy, so happy. Now, if I'm at home, there's a place in Maryland, and I will drive to this guy. He's like an old dude from like Long Island, right? He has like an accent. He's great. It's called the Daily Scoop, so there's free advertisement for that guy. He makes his own ice cream every day, and he chooses what flavors he wants to make. So he'll make this ice cream called carrot cake, and he'll make a vat of vanilla ice cream, and then my man will bake an entire cheesecake, then crush it, and then dump it into the ice cream. So you're getting ice cream in bits of like carrot cake. It's, dude, it just has to be. You just have to. So he has all these different flavors. So if I'm going to be home and I'm going to be like the giant fat kid that I like to be, I'll get a quart. I'll get a quart, and you can get different flavors. So what I do is the first level is going to be like just pure strawberry. I love strawberry. Pure strawberry. You know, the second level is that cheesecake. Is that carrot cake. You know, he has a carrot cake, and then he also has a New York cheesecake.
Okay.
Same thing. Cheesecake crushed up, put an ice cream. But then my man has this flavor called cookie jar, and it's cookies and cream, Oreo, and cookie dough. Right. That face, that's the right answer. That's the right answer. So
I'm going now. I'll be back, guys.
I'll see you. I gotta get out. You gotta go. But yeah, and I get like a quart, right? And I put in like I'll get it that and it's all like real creamy, it's all real soft when you first get it, but it's still cold, you know. I get home, I put it in the freezer, I do my thing for the day. But man, when I get home, it's time to sit down. I sit on that sofa with a spoon. Boy, it's about to be on. So there's nothing like eating cookie dough, like eating the cookie jar ice cream, and you get so far, and then all of a sudden you get like a scoop of carrot cake. You're like, oh, new level. Yes, new level. And then you're just going, and you're just going. It's the greatest time of my life. I'm such a fat kid.
This man is so happy. I'm
happy.
drawn to this guy.
Happy.
I love it.
I'm so happy.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question, and do not feel like you're obligated to say yes to this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm not a fat kid at heart. I'm a fat kid everywhere. It's basically everywhere. So anyway, I did the truffle shuffle as a kid. I went as chunk as Goonies for Halloween. My dad actually bought me a training bra, and my mom got pissed off about that. We'll leave that go. Anyway, here's the deal. I have a unhealthy obsession, not only with wrestling, right? You actually are a wrestler. I'm not, okay? I'm a 40-year-old man, and I'm all about wrestling. But I have an obsession with Oreo cookies. Now, I have been watching Mickey Sudo, and I've been watching, oh my gosh, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Like, I follow competitive eaters. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not recommending for someone like me to do that because
I like to enjoy my food. I don't want to wolf it down. I want to enjoy it.
Would you ever? You're an Oreo person, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you on a one-off thing ever be interested in doing an Oreo off with me? Or do you think that might be too much?
You said it's a one-off?
It's a one-off.
One time only.
It's a one-time. I talked to Tommy Dreamer. Tommy can do 40 Oreos in 5 minutes.
Huh. 40 in 5 minutes? Really?
So I want you to go back, talk to the ROH guys. I want you to find out if anybody else is an Oreo fan because I need to find a competitor because I believe I could probably eat 50 in, I don't know if I could do 10 in 1 minute, but 7 minutes, I could probably do 50. But if you know somebody that would be interested, let me know. I'm looking for somebody. All right. It's time for the big one. It's time for the big finale question. And this is all Ritt. I mean, my God.
Okay.
Get ready. Oh, why you do the arm slap thing? Is that necessary every time?
This is legendary.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Hot tub time machine. Okay. You can go back in the time to any wrestling match in history. Take somebody out of the match and put yourself in the match. What match is it and why?
And your time starts right now.
Yo. Okay. Because there's a lot of classics, a lot of classics that I could have easily went, but I'm going to give you the match that made me want to become a wrestler. And I got a chance to talk to him and tell him to his face. It's one of the greatest moments of my life. Monday Night Raw, Gold Rush Challenge, first match of the night. Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin. I would take Shelton Benjamin out of it and I'd put myself in it. Yeah. Here's the thing. I got a chance to tell Shelton Benjamin that to his face. Like, hey, man, I just want you to know this was the match that made, like, because of you are the reason why I wanted to come up for wrestler.
Wow.
It was one of the most it was one of the moments of my life when I saw him. I'm like, I need to talk to you. Like, I never thought I would ever get this chance. Like, ever. I'm not going to leave this on the table. I need to talk to you. That was the epitome of going over and never going. Like, I didn't go up, but I got over. I would want that. The roar alone is just I could watch that match and I still get chills. Like the only other match that gives me that type of chills is Rock and Hogan. Like I just go, like this is really good. That match alone, on paper, you didn't think much of it, but man, when those boys got started, I was like, yo, like I'm in. I want to do this. Like it was one of the few matches where I was just like locked in, and I didn't want to. I was so angry when it was over because I just wanted more. Yeah, that's the match I would. If I could go back, like as I am right now. Yeah, I'm like, hey, Sheldon, I got this one. I got this one, buddy.
That's a great match to pick, and even a better answer that follows the choice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the moment, man. It's the moment. I still remember the call. I can still remember JR. And, just that super kick, that springboard. Not to mention, Sheldon got airtime. Like, he cleaned that ring. And Sean was ready for it and got him. So if you go back and you watch it, don't watch the match in the front row. If you look in hard cam, he'll be to your, I guess, stage right. No, I'm sorry. Your right, stage left. He's like maybe 3 or 4 seats from the middle. He's wearing a yellow Hulkamania shirt. That dude, he pops for everything. And when the super kick happens, he's the first one on his feet, and he just does this. I remember him like that. And I just remember JR going, oh my good Lord in heaven, when it happened. And the whole place just exploded. And I'm like, that moment forever. If I ever had to encompass wrestling into a moment for right there, I'm like, that's it. Like, that's it. The only thing that comes close, like I said, is Rock and Hogan in a ring, place losing its mind, and they haven't done a thing. They just stood there, and the place just goes berserk. Those moments are just so awesome. Like I live for that type of stuff, man.
Wow.
I love that answer.
I feel like I could run through a roll right now. I mean, you have inspired me. I tell you what, now I feel I want to go watch some wrestling right now. I mean, obviously we can't because we have our show, but man,
when this is over, I'm gonna.
Your enthusiasm and passion for this industry is something that is so awesome to see. And your success at such a young age is awesome to see as well. And the fact that you carved out some time to talk to us and let us know who you are as a person as well as a professional, it has meant a lot to us and our audience.
Yeah, man. If I can get real for just a minute.
Sure.
Like, I went through a lot in 2020. I went through a lot. And like some of the darkest times of my life. Wrestling saved my life. It saved my life. Like without it, I don't know what I'm doing. It was the only constant that I had when I was literally just life turned upside down. And like I said, and I was just fighting for the day. I was just trying to make it to the day. I just want to see tomorrow. Can I please make it to tomorrow? Like wrestling's what saved my life because I could travel, do whatever, but man, when my music hit and the bell rang for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, brother, I was free. I was absolutely free. You were seeing me at my peak happiness when the bell rang. And then you would see me at like my very bottom because the bell rang again and it was over. And I had to wait to do it all over again. And I would go back home and just sit in the dark, man. And just like, if I wasn't at my other job or wasn't at the gym, I was at home sitting in the dark, just wondering what I'm going to do. Wrestling saved my life. From a business that don't owe me shit. Don't owe me shit. And I have paid the price for it. Like, if it cost this, all right, brother, max it out. Cost this, hey, brother, max it out. It's whatever. Man, without wrestling, I am nowhere near half the man that I am. So anytime I get a chance to talk wrestling, anytime I get to watch wrestling, any chance I get I'm around like-minded individuals like yourself, man, you have no idea, like the brink where I was at like 9-10 months ago. Like I'm not that same guy anymore. Like, I've gotten my help and everything, but man, you want to talk about like when you need a life preserver and you're just treading water. Like wrestling was like that life preserver for me. I'm forever grateful for this business. You'll never hear me say like a bad thing about it. You'll never hear me go, I don't think I want to do this. Nah, I want to wrestle to the day I can't wrestle no more. And then even still, like, yo, give me a headset, sit me down in front of a TV. Like, I still want to do it. So, like, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. Like, come on and just like goof off and just talk wrestling. I love it. I can do this all day long.
Yeah, I love the fact that I said this before, and I seem like I'm repeating myself, but you're very passionate. If you haven't done it before, you should definitely motivationally speak. And I mean that not in a pandering way, but I feel like you should. Your story is incredible, and the triumph that it takes and the human spirit that it takes to, like you said before, feel comfortable in your skin and to be a happy person. That is something, I'll be honest with you, everybody seeks, very few find. And people who say they found it, 90% of them are full of shit.
They're lying to you.
Because they're not true to themselves. Mm-hmm. But you decided, I'm going to make a decision to be happy. Your story is amazing. I have read it and I've read interviews, and I give you 100% credit because you deserve it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Honestly, you're about the fifth person that someone's like, hey man, why don't you motivational speak? And I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, I don't know. Like, I just like, whatever.
You just did it.
Yeah, I just did it. But yeah, if I can just help one person, just one person, man, that's it. I'm not trying to change the world. I can't, but I can change somebody's world. And I've had people come up to me before and like, hey man, like I really appreciate what you said. It meant a lot, and even like the littlest things, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, I'm not saying you gotta, we're not Oprah, you don't have to like, look at you see folks, everybody got the car. Nah, man, it's the little things. And then on top of that, like do the little things and don't seek the attention for it. And just do it. I call it, hey man, this is my good deed for the month. I'll just go out and do like a random deed. I tell people, like, I'm not a religious person, but I tell people, hey man, like I felt the urge, I need to bless you today. And I'll just do something for them. The guy don't know me from Adam, but I'm like, no man, I need to bless you today. And my only request is like, hey, just pay it forward.
Yep.
Just pay it forward. If you do, great. If you don't, great. That wasn't the point. It was me just, I just wanted to, I want to put, like I said, do something for somebody. You never know how that's going to impact somebody's day, and then how that's a ripple effect, and it goes on and on and on. I don't need the credit. I don't care. I'm in a rare space where, like I said, I'm genuinely happy. I kind of want to share that with people.
At an early age, you get it. You already have the answer that so many people spend their entire life looking for, and that is a great peace of mind to find something early on. Like I said, a lot of people fool themselves. I mean, I've even been in that category before. So, Rittster, any final closing comments?
Any way we could twist your arm to coming back?
All right, man. Okay, brother, you got me, bud. I love to, man. This is fun. I like doing this stuff, man. Like I said, we'll talk food and wrestling again, and I'm all in for it. We'll talk about the details of making a perfect steak.
I love it. Love it.
I'm also curious because of the passion you had for that match. Would you ever be willing to do a watch along with us for the Shelton Benjamin Shawn Michaels match?
Dude, I'm about to do a watch along myself since I got off this phone call.
I was just about to say.
I'm about to put that thing on. Dude, I love it. Yeah, of course. Of course. I go back and I watch old like WrestleManias just for that, just to kind of walk through it and talk to myself about it. And, by the way, we need to bring back, like, from not so much from a major promotion standpoint, but from independence, like, brothers, let's bring back the vignettes. Bring back the vignettes, man. Like, give me some stories. Like, give me something. Give me a hype film. There's a lot of guys out there who are doing it, like, especially in the Midwest, like Jay Rose out of the Midwest. Yeah. For like Paradigm. I'm like, no, man, give me that. Like, give me the long promos. Give me the part ones, part twos, part threes. Get me invested again, man. People say it's hard to tell stories on Indies. No, it's not. You just gotta
have you ever heard of a man by the name of Darius Carter, or I have to refer to him as Mr. Darius Carter?
I know Darius Carter.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
That is what I say, committed to his craft.
Absolutely right. That's right. You know, I like exactly because I know we're running late. I'm sorry. Like, if anybody's listening, wrestler-wise, like, brothers, work on the promo, man. Work on the promo. You don't have to be the greatest wrestler in the world. You know why? Because you're not Jonathan Gresham. That's why. You'll never be Jonathan Gresham.
The
That
Ritt's a
dude's-
huge mark for Jonathan Gresham.
as you should be. He should be. Yeah, dude's a suit. That dude's a cartoon suit. That dude's Mighty Mouse. He is Mighty Mouse. But I'm like, I don't need to be the best wrestler in the world, man. I ain't gonna beat Gresham. I get that. I was like, we'll put him on that mic though. Well, things gonna be a little different. You know, the promos getting lost, man. The art of the promos getting lost. My promos are done with an app and on an Android. That's it, man. That's all you need. You just need the ingenuity and the want to go get it. I'm telling you, man. You start building promos and advertise yourself, it'll come. You just gotta keep playing.
Could you imagine Darius Carter's promo skills and Jonathan Gresham's in-ring skills? Combine them.
That's scary. That's a problem.
What about this? What about O'Shea and hooking up with Mr. Josh Alexander?
I want that so bad.
I'll make a phone call.
Promoters, like, come on, man. Like,
I will make a phone call to AAW in Chicago. I will make that phone call on your behalf, my friend, and I will do everything I can.
I've been wanting to work for them for a while. I was actually talking about them earlier today to somebody. I was like, yo, man, like who runs that? Like, I've been trying to get in there for a hot minute. So yeah, there ain't no problem. Southwest flies from Baltimore to Chicago, easy. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing but a $50 flight. Let's go.
Really quickly, where can people buy your merchandise? Where can people find you on social media? Plug away, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, TikTok, all that. I'm not familiar with all of it, but whatever it is, the floor is yours.
Yo, man. So really, my big engagement is on Twitter at Big Bad Kaiju, Kaiju. On Instagram, it's the same thing, just appeared after every word. Merch wise, man, if I don't have it at the table, man, it's whatamaneuver.net. And then search O'Shea Edwards, man. There's a lot of shirts that aren't on my table anymore. A lot of my first designs that still sell to this day, and I'm loving it. You know, but you get like your hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves. You got a baby, brother. You got onesies. You know, lace them up, get them tight, get them hooked up. And then on top of that, man, so I got a sponsorship with Cove headphones. Man,
nice.
These things are awesome. I tell people all the time, you know, for their noise canceling, I wear them in the airport like all the time. They're very durable. I wear them in the gym, so I put them through the paces like a bunch. I tell people, like, hey man, you want to spend the money for the name brand, go for it. But if you want a pair of headphones that has the same features as name brands without a name brand price, get Cove. They retail for like over $200, but if you use my promo code Kaiju, KAIJU _67, you get 67% off, and it turns a $200 pair of headphones into like less than $80 shipped. So, you know, I mean, hey man, name another place you're gonna get some quality wireless Bluetooth noise canceling headphones for less than $80, and like I'll eat my sock, like, you know, whatever, like, you know, so. Do that, helps your boy out. You know, I'm trying to get the brand out there a little bit. I swear by them. This is their 101 in pair, so it's a really upgraded studio pair. It sounds great. I love it. They've been a big supporter, big fan. So I'm trying to spread the love the best I can.
Man, it has been a blast. So much fun. Please support him. We're going to go ahead and make sure we post all of those links. We're going to go ahead and repost the promo code as well for the headphones. And we will definitely be talking to you down the road. Best of luck. Stay safe, healthy, and happy, my friend.
Thank you, sir. You as well.
Thank you. Take care.
Appreciate you.
All right. Wow. That was fun. That was fun. And you're going to get a mandate out of it. You're going to get a hangout type of thing. That's what you get because you live in Pennsylvania. What?
Freland, I have told you, come to Pennsylvania. It's the promised land.
I would love to. I love Amish people. I really do. I mean, I've ridden a horse before. I mean, I don't know where exactly you live in Pennsylvania, though.
North of Harrisburg. I probably live hour and a half maybe from him.
Okay.
At the most.
Well, that's pretty cool. So you guys going to hit up Five Guys or maybe hit up
whatever burger he wants, I've got.
I love it. Look at you.
And you know what type of day I had today, right?
I know you have had a very rough day, and I appreciate you hanging with us today because you know what?
Hey, the first interview I kind of tucked and tagged through, but I got to say that O'Shea, like, some of the stuff that he was saying kind of, like, picked me up. Like, I'm like, let's go. You know, let's put it to the back burner. You know, failure is not an option, but it happens. Let's just move forward and let's just keep going. And that actually helped me out more than what even he knows, you know?
I was going to say it's interesting because you never know the impact that someone has on another person. I mean, it may be different for everybody. Like, you know, O'Shea has a conversation with us, or maybe somebody's watching on YouTube or Twitch, and there's that little snippet that hits them, that resonates with them about keep going, push through, you can do this, you know. You just never know. And like you said before, pay it forward. If there's an opportunity you have to support somebody else or to get behind somebody and say, hey, look, I'm going to do this for you, but make sure in the future you do it for somebody else. Yeah,
definitely. You know, man, Freland, I don't know why, but I appreciate you more now for you know, booking him.
Hey, I tell you what, I know good people. Do I know good people? I know good people.
You know good people.
I know good people.
In case you guys sit there and want to check it out, you can go over to our YouTube page, check out all of our old content that we've had.
Yes.
As long as also with earlier tonight with PPW.
Yes.
You know,
it was a lot of fun.
And there's more things to come with them, along with Mr. O'Shea Edwards. If you want to recheck out his entire video, if you missed it, or the interview, head on over to YouTube. They will be up, saying by Friday. And speaking of stuff that just went up, Freland, I don't know if everybody knows. The book club is back.
Book club is back. Don't get any paper cuts, kids. It's time to read the books. I don't know why I did that. So the foreword, it wasn't actually chapter 1. It was the foreword that we did, that I went ahead and I covered. It was from Taz and RVD. And we go about 30 minutes on that. Then at the end of the end of that episode, I give you my take on that. So definitely check that out. It is available anywhere podcasts are downloadable, specifically Spotify. You can go ahead and get your stuff there. MLW Radio, you can get it there as well. Apple, iTunes, you name it. But the very first installment of the book club is there. And I also just posted today the interview that we had with, I'm going to start calling her the Queen of Cream. That just kind of came to mind. I thought that's so good. That's marketing. The Queen of Cream. What do you think about that?
And in case you guys don't know,
yes,
Freland is just digging himself deeper into a hole, bringing up these damn Oreo cookies.
What's wrong with the Oreo cookie thing? I thought people like that. They do. That's how I connect with people. People connect with me.
Do you understand?
I'm a likable person.
Last Thursday, you dug yourself a 6-foot hole with Missa Kate going to out-eat you and bury you with Oreo cookie crumbs.
Yes.
Now you went from 6 foot deep.
Yeah.
You challenged O'Shea Edwards.
A beast. I know.
Also,
I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say?
You're oh my God. It's just, Freland, you're going to end up embarrassing yourself.
Well, our little August 1st thing's not going to turn out very well. I'm just giving you a heads up right now, Ritt. When I text you on August 1st in the morning, it's not going to be good. So I'm setting you up for proper expectation.
Freland,
Yeah.
August 1st might be bad for you, but August is going to be great for the viewers.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat, and we're not talking cookies or ice cream. It is going to be a fantastic month on FSN and front row material.
And Freeland, I can't wait. I can't not tell these people.
Are you going to tell them now? Are you going to tell them now?
I have to, Freeland.
One of our big announcements. Everybody pay attention right now. Stop what you're doing. Please. Please. The floor is yours.
August 12th.
August the 12th. Live only on front row material streaming.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. We need to start telling people that.
Oh, my goodness. I better go and make sure I let them know. 8 yeah.
Is this individual on Eastern Standard?
I don't think they are.
Okay, but it's Eastern Standard for all of us who are watching.
Yes,
all of us curtain jerkers. Yeah. All right.
We are having a former...
Pay attention, folks.
WWE.
Former WWE.
Former Impact.
Impact Wrestling.
Alberto El Patron
is gonna be coming to front row material. Alberto El Patron. He's coming to the program.
I can't wait.
I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Is it getting hot in here or is it just me?
I got a little boob sweat going on right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, all we have left now is After Dark. But
hold on. Hold on. We're going to take a small break.
Yes.
Because I've been sitting here for a very long time. My legs are numb, and I probably have to use the restroom.
Hey, it's fine. You do your commercial. And
I'm like an old dog.
When we come back, I'll start bringing in the panel for you.
Ooh, you do the announcements too?
I'll do it all.
You know what? I like you.
I hope so, because you're stuck with me.
This is true. More front row material when we return.
Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. An aerial assault of epic proportion is coming your way on Saturday, August 14th. PPW is live from Signature Training Academy in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Come see Mojo Rawley, Davey Richards, Jillian Hall, Brian Cage, Alpha Jr., and from the Dark Order, Preston Vance. Tickets are on sale right now at ppwwrestling.com.